Hey everyone, Richard and Cheryl here from One Church Scotland. Thank you so much for joining us, and it's great to have you with us today.
If you haven't already, we'd love if you could help us to reach out to even more people to connect with this channel. You can do so by simply pressing the red subscribe button at the bottom of your screen now.
We believe that regardless of where you're from or what your story is, everyone's got a God-given purpose in life. Our prayer is that this message would empower, equip and encourage you to discover your full potential in God.
So don't go anywhere, let's lean in and listen and enjoy today's message.
Hi there, I'm Michelle. I'm a mum of two beautiful kids and I'm a member of One Church in Coatbridge. I'd just like to share a wee bit of my testimony with you, just kind of going to share how I came to know Jesus and what my life's been like since then. I'll start from the start. I grew up in Coatbridge in a flat with my mum, my dad and my two sisters. I was really quite a quiet child, very, very timid, kind of hardly spoke a word, and that really made me a target for bullies in school. I got picked on for kind of being just for being quiet, really. So I wasn't really happy, like in primary school and stuff like that. I was really close to my wee gran. She was a wee Catholic woman, just a really wee godly woman, and she used to tell me all the time about Jesus and God, and just taught me how to pray, and she just really she used to speak about Jesus all the time. And she used to tell me like lovely stories about heaven and everything. I just loved spending time with my gran. She was just a very loving and caring wee lady. I was with her all the time. I suppose my life came crashing down when I was age 12, and when I was at school and I came home and my gran had died. So that's really when things took a turn for the worst for me. I just remember that pain. It was just like my heart was properly broke, and I didn't know how I was going to go on, even though I was only a kid. As I went into my teenage years, I began to the pain turned to anger, and I just kind of rebelled, and I was just an angry wee teenager kind of thing. And although I did pray to God, I just thought my prayers were hitting the ceiling. I didn't think they were getting anywhere. I still had faith, but I thought God was maybe an entity far away up in the sky. I hadn't really thought too much about it. I think when my gran died, I just kind of lost all hope. Fast forward a few years, I went to stay with my auntie, who was an alcoholic, and our house was like a party house. I just drank for years. I found alcohol, and when I tried alcohol, it took all my pain away. It took all my emotional pain. It made me feel good. It took away my panic attacks. Any anxiety that I had, it took it away. So I just thought, where have you been all my life? I just thought that this alcohol stuff was the best thing for sliced bread. So I just continued to drink near enough every day, and this went on for years. Later, when I was 21, I met my two kids' dad, and when we got together, it wasn't long before I fell pregnant with my daughter, and I just thought, right, this is it. I can have a wee family of my own, and I don't know. I was just thinking that everything was going to be all right once I had this wee family, but that didn't happen. I was still carrying all this pain, and it was just getting worse and worse. I was suffering really, really bad with mental health issues, depression, anxiety. It was just horrible, and I was drinking and taking drugs to just get the terrible feeling away, but it was only a temporary fix, and it was making me a lot worse. It was just really a vicious cycle, and as the years went on, my life was chaotic, and I just couldn't be the mother that I always wanted to be for my daughter, because I was suffering all this pain and anguish. The mental health really continued. As the years went on, my mental health problems got worse. I just really started to struggle with severe depression, got diagnosed with severe depression and anxiety. I was always taking panic attacks, and I just got heavier into drugs, and mainly cocaine. I was taking cocaine a lot, because again it was like a temporary fix. It was helping to lift the depression, but it was just a knock-on effect. It was just making me a million times worse. I had my son. I had my son when I was 28, and by that time I was really bad with my mental health. I didn't have family around about me. I didn't have any support, if you like. I was seeing doctors and psychiatrists and stuff, but what they were doing was just throwing pills at me. It was just constant prescriptions, constant pills, and I was just getting worse and worse. By the time my son was about 8 or something, I was just severely depressed. I was having suicidal thoughts, and I just felt as if I couldn't take it anymore. By this time, it was just, I felt as if I was hanging on to my life by a thread. And I remember I was praying to God, but I just felt as if He wasn't listening, because when I was praying, nothing was happening. It was just getting worse. Things really came to a head about 2 years ago. The suicidal thoughts were really getting terrible, and I ended up, I phoned a friend that I hadn't seen for a few years, and I phoned this guy and I explained to him what I was suffering from and what was happening. And this guy went away and phoned his friend and got a lot of people to pray for me, but I didn't know this, but he put me on to his other friend, and the friend, this lady, Sharon her name was, and she says to me, "Michelle, I've got people praying for you." And she asked me, she says, "Have you asked Jesus into your heart?" And I says, "I don't know what you're talking about." I says, "I've asked God for help and he's not listening." And she says, "Get down on your knees and ask God to help you." She says, "Miracles happen every day." And I remember thinking it would need to be a miracle, because it just doesn't feel as if it's happening. And I got off the phone and I was lying in bed crying, and I just really cried out to God, and I was desperate, and I begged him. And I says, "God, please, if you can hear me, I really need you to help me, because I don't think I can last any longer, and my kids need me. Please help me, please fix me." So the next day, the friend that I was on the phone to, she picked me up in the car and took me, her and her other friend, they took me into Glasgow on a Friday night, and it was a place called Jumping Jacks in Glasgow. It's a Christian outreach place, and I didn't really know what the place was, but I just went along with it. I was so ill, I was so sick, and I went along on this Friday night, and I went in, and we sat down, and the pastor got up and started speaking, and he was speaking about a story in the Bible, about the story about Lazarus, about Jesus' friend that dies, and he's lying dead for 4 days, and then Jesus goes and raises him from the dead, and Lazarus comes out the tomb. I think it's in John 11 if you want to go and read about it, but it's an amazing story. And when this pastor got up and spoke, just something amazing happened. I just knew that God was speaking to me. He was talking about being in the darkness, and he knew I was in the darkness, and he was asking me to just trust God and come out, and he was saying that the grave clothes are going to come off, and it's going to be hard, but when that happens, I'm going to feel free, and I'm going to know freedom. And I knew that this guy, and he didn't know me, this guy, and I just knew that something amazing was happening, and he was speaking to me. And then everybody started singing this worship song, and the song's called Still, and I think it's Hillsong that sang it. And while this song was playing, I just felt all this energy around about me, and inside my chest, I could feel something getting healed. I could actually feel my broken heart getting healed. It was just really, really amazing. I can't even put into words how amazing this feeling was, but I knew that God was healing my heart, and he was healing the hurts all these hurts that had made life so unbearable. He was healing this. And once the song finished, I went to go up and speak to the pastor and tell him that, because he was asking people to come up if that story spoke to you, or if you wanted prayer to go up. And I went up and I spoke to the pastor, and he prayed for me and stuff. And when I went home from jumping jacks that night, I just left that place and I was not the same person. When I went home, I was no longer depressed. I was able to sleep, I was able to eat. My whole body felt lighter, and I knew that something supernatural had happened. I sat down and I couldn't get the smile off my face, and when my wee boy was in bed, I just looked at him sleeping and I thought, I can't believe this is happening. And I just prayed and I said, God, if this is you, show me that this is you that's doing this. And I looked in the corner and I seen a wee red Gideon's Bible that a friend had gave me years ago in 2010, I think it was, that I had never looked at. And I went over and I lifted the Bible and it had like a bookmarker in it, and I opened it up and I opened up at the bookmark and it was all highlighted at Romans, and it said peace and joy, and it was a verse talking about perseverance, and it was talking about you're now reconciled to God. And I couldn't believe it. It was just God totally speaking to me. It was a message direct from God's heart to me. He was telling me that was me reconciled to him. And he was basically telling me, like, thanks for persevering, because and he healed me. You know, there's a scripture in Psalm 34 verse 18 that says, he is near to the brokenhearted and he saves those who are crushed in spirit. And that really applies to really what it was like. There's another one, Psalm 147 verse 3. He heals the brokenhearted and he binds up their wounds, and that's just exactly what happened to me. Also, the amazing thing is, like, I lost the desire for cocaine, for drink. I stopped smoking. It was just amazing. I was walking about for months on this high, and I was feeling so much peace and joy, and it was just absolutely amazing. Now, real life did kick in a few months after it, and I started to kind of freak out a wee bit. But the difference was that I had Jesus. I had Jesus as a friend, and I was able to pray, and I was able to get help with anything. That even since then, I mean, my life's totally changed since that time in jumping jacks. There's a scripture here. Where is it? That says 2 Corinthians verse 5 to 17 says, therefore, if anyone is in Christ, he is a new creation. Old things have passed away. Behold, all things become new. And that really sums it up for me. That was about 2 years ago that happened. And since then, I joined one church in Coatbridge. And when I met these people just feel like my family. I couldn't imagine life without these people in it. I just felt as if I already knew them. I'm involved in the church. I take the kids every month, and I teach kids church once a month. I help out at the kids club on a Friday night. My wee boy goes to the kids club. He's really involved in the church. He's got loads of friends, and he goes to the youth group as well. We've been away trips with the youth group. I've been away down to England to Cherish with the church. It's just, everything's just been amazing. I was going to a place called Street Connect just after all this happened. It's a Christian place in Glasgow that helps people with life controlling problems, and it's all biblical based. So doing these recovery groups at the start, I was able to find out why all this was happening and what was wrong, and it just really explained a lot. And Street Connect, the people and the support I got from my church, and the support I got in Street Connect, it's all God. It's all God's love, and it's all God's plan. and I know that he's got a good plan for me, and I'm hoping to go and help other people that have been through similar problems, that are suffering. Jeremiah 29:11 says, "For I know the plans I have for you, says the Lord, plans to prosper you and not to harm you, plans to give you a hope and a future." And that's really what he does. That's what God's in the business of doing, giving you a hope and a future. I don't suffer from anxiety anymore. I might have my down days every now and again, but I don't get that severe depression. I don't take all that medication anymore. Everything's totally changed for me, and I give all the glory to God. Every bit of glory to God. And if you're listening to this and you're thinking, that's amazing, why can't that happen to me? Or if you're struggling with anything at all, or if you don't know Jesus and you would like him to be in your life, I say to you, what have you got to lose? Ask him, pray to him, and ask him to reveal himself, and ask him into your life, because I can promise you it'll be the best decision you ever make. It's been the best decision I've ever made, and it's not only made my life better, it's made my kids' life better, and I've got a peace of mind that I can't even put into words. So thanks very much for listening, and I hope you enjoyed listening to it, and I hope that it's helped you in some way. Thanks very much.
Before I spoke a word, you were singing over me. For you have been so good to me. Before I took a breath, you breathed your life in me. You have been so kind to me. And oh, the overwhelming, never-ending, reckless love of God. Oh, it chases me down, fights till I'm found, leaves the 99. But I couldn't earn it, I don't deserve it, still you give yourself away. Oh, the overwhelming, never-ending, reckless love of God. I was your foe, still your love fought for me. You have been so good to me. When I felt your word, you paid it all for me. You have been so kind to me. Sing all the overwhelming, never-ending, reckless love of God. Oh, it chases me down, fights till I'm found, leaves the 99. And I couldn't earn it, I don't deserve it, but still you give yourself away. Oh, the overwhelming, never-ending, reckless love of God. Sing oh. no walls you won't kick down, lies you won't tear down, coming after me. Oh, there's no shadow you won't light up, mountain you won't climb up, coming after me. There's no walls you won't kick down, lies you won't tear down, coming after me. Oh, the overwhelming, never-ending, reckless love of God. Oh, it chases me down, fights till I'm found, and leaves the 99. I couldn't earn it, don't deserve it, still you give yourself away. Oh, the overwhelming, never-ending, reckless love of God. Oh, the overwhelming, never-ending, reckless love of God.
Hey everyone, thank you so much for watching. We hope this message has inspired you. And if it's helped you in any way, or you'd like us to pray for something, we would love to connect with you.
You can do this by simply commenting below, or you can private message us through email, Facebook or Instagram. Our team would love to help in any way we can, so please get in touch.
Our mission is to reach as many people as possible, to help them discover a life-changing relationship with Jesus.
If you would like to help support the ongoing work of One Church Scotland, whether it's through a one-time donation or regular giving,
you can do this by visiting onechurchscotland.co.uk and follow the link to the giving. Through your generosity, it will help us reach even more people as we continue to encourage, equip and empower others.
Thank you so much for watching. It's been a pleasure having you with us, and until next time, take care and see you soon.